Hello, this is Adam reporting in with Whisper Reviews, and I'm going to do an analysis today about Apple and also Samsung. Samsung there's a big U.S. flag there in the background for 4th of July weekend promoting summer, but really a Korean company that's had an incredible growth in consumer electronics. They are really a company to watch, and obviously competing in a contested way with Apple, a company that's brought us massive innovation in a variety of computing platforms, more recently with the iOS platform. And just kind of quick overview of where they're ahead and where their strengths. Just in summary though, I see Samsung as increasingly having the advantage. And it's happened in a very quick amount of time. They've been very clever to innovate in a couple of areas, and Apple has unfortunately failed to innovate in the last few years. Here's an example. We're seeing Samsung come out with this thing called the S Note, which is a clever use on their Note tablet and also the computers and the Note other devices, where you can draw with this drawing thing called the Stylus, really, but it's this thing. It's called the S Pen, and this S Pen device is really something else. When you try it out, and I think it's not very well marketed, but it's a very clever piece of product design. I used to have the Palm Pilot and the Palm Trio. They had a similar device, but it wasn't nearly as good as this. This is very well executed, put together, and it makes a logical drawing platform. I guess Wacom had their tablet in a way, but this really makes it more feasible for a lot of people to do doodling kind of on the go, and so I think this makes the drawing stylus is in my opinion the first very practical one that I think that will see mass adoption. This is an area that Apple should have had the lead on. Apple usually prides itself in being way ahead in interactive type technologies, and this is a very interactive type device, and it's a very creative type device for creative type people. That's an area where Apple traditionally had the lead. So seeing Samsung take leadership on the S Pen and the S Note system is huge news in my opinion, and I don't think it's gotten the coverage in the press that it deserves. Another area that we're seeing Samsung take the leadership in is their wearable technology in the watch. They're working with Google's watch platform, a retwisted version of the Android OS platform for mobile, and they've already got a working watch. They've had it out for about a year or so now, and it's real, and it's out there. Apple, on the other hand, is rumored to have a watch in a few months this fall of 2014, and they still don't have it done yet. Usually they're the leader, and they're the one that's way ahead in these kind of things. And I think that they'll do it and do well, but usually Apple is first to market. Now they're behind by more than a year behind Samsung and Google. So it's incredible. How did this happen? And again, this is a significant new extension of the mobile platform category into wearable technology and the Internet of Things and wearable clothing, smart clothes, if you will. And so it's incredible to see, and Apple even had the lead on this because they had a deal with Nike at one time. It was called Nike Plus, and they had a little sensor you would put in your shoe. So it's incredible to see how Apple, in my opinion, has really dropped the ball. I do think we're starting to see this in the market a little bit. If you look at a 5-year trend mark on Samsung, you see gradual rise. In my opinion, it should have been a bigger run-up than this. This is on the Korean Stock Exchange. Over on the NASDAQ for Apple, we see a bump. That was their happy time, was really probably 2008 through 2012 was the big run-up. And then we saw a small recovery. It has not quite gotten back to their happy time in 2012. And I think Google, being partnered with Samsung in many ways, has had still a strong meteoric rise. And I think that makes sense too when you see where they're at with their software and what's going on. So I see Apple as, unfortunately, especially in the mashup of hardware and software, in the area they're traditionally way ahead in these couple key areas, Internet of Things, wearable technology, that unfortunately they no longer have leadership. I hope that they can get it back together and retake leadership in this critical area where they normally are ahead in. But I don't know. I wouldn't really hold your breath. And I just think that they're not Apple's marketing and PR is excellent, and so I wouldn't put it past them that they can maintain a strong position for a long time. But as far as real product leadership, I think increasingly we're seeing it out of Samsung with things like the S Pen, the S Note design. This is amazing. You've got to try it out really. I urge you to watch my video about the S Pen and the S Note from Whisper Reviews. It is phenomenal. You've got to see it in action, and you've got to go try it for it to really make sense and click, to see what a significant leap forward it is, because it is a meaningful leap forward. And again, there were things like the Wacom tablet before, and there was before the Stylus on the Palm Pilot. But this thing, I think, is really going to see mass adoption in a big way. And I think we'll see how the adoption works on the watch. But because Samsung and Google are more than a year ahead of Apple, I just think that they have major traction at this point. Thanks for watching our analysis with Whisper Reviews on what's happening with Samsung and Apple and also Google. And we'll do other analysis on who's got major traction going forward. Thanks so much for watching.